Recording in progress. I feel like I don't have much to say, but I'm going to do the assignment anyway. I hope it doesn't sound too fake. Well, I'll do my best, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. I remember when I clicked enroll in this meditation teacher training. I was so nervous. Oh, the commitment. But what was I really buying? A dream? A lineage? A community of open-hearted and smart beings to hang out with? A shortcut to awakening wrapped in a 7-weekend friendly format. And here I am, talking about how I feel like I have nothing to say. I thought I was going to tell you my story of when I got divorced. Another hero's journey, one that really drove me to dig deep and look inward. The kind of story that would make sense to share. But as I started writing and working on this assignment, it dawned on me. Wisdom cannot be rushed. Wisdom cannot be forced upon anyone. The Tao Te Ching says, those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know. And I realize how often we mistake speaking for knowing, posting for practicing, and how easy it is to perform wisdom rather than live it. Like when you play a piece of music that you don't quite understand yet, but it kind of sounds okay just because the music is so perfect already. And after my divorce, I adopted a small senior black cat. She was terminally ill, so sick, fragile, shaved, and barely holding on. Louie. And despite my depression, I was able to care for her and love her unconditionally, just when I thought my heart couldn't grow anymore. Just when I thought my heart was broken. But the best part of the story is that Louis fully recovered. No more cancer, no more IBS, no more ringworm. Just a chubby and happy little cat as the joyful soul that was wrapped in that little furry ball of love. And it was her, Louis, who one Sunday afternoon, after a year of having panic attacks and deep depression that I was going through, and just when I thought that was it, when I was lying on my bed, staring at the ceiling, not even tears left, that Louis climbed on my chest and began to purr. I don't know how long that was for, but it wasn't just sound. It was vibration. Low, steady, light, and deep. That's the most profound language that I didn't know I even spoke. That wasn't music therapy. It wasn't meditation. It wasn't a technique. It was a presence, the sound of life existing, the most primal kind, the sound of love without performance. That day, I did not meditate. I just listened. And something in me lifted. And something ancient began to return. There's this Buddhist story that makes the most sense to tell now. It goes like this. Let's see if I can do it. A monk once asked his teacher, what is enlightenment? The teacher raised his finger and pointed at the moon. The monk stared at the finger. And the teacher said, don't mistake the finger for the moon. And I think of this when I look at the maps we studied. The 9 stages of meditation, so beautiful. I wish I knew about its existence. I wish I knew about this map 10 years ago. The preliminaries, the business plans, even the social media strategies for spreading Dharma. They're all fingers pointing to the moon. They are stunningly precise, profound, luminous maps. And sometimes a map can be so intricate, so perfect, that we forget to climb the mountain itself. And maybe that's what real practice is. Remembering to put the map in our pocket and just start walking. In other words, just look up and see the sky and look at the stars, and perhaps after getting a little bit lost, you'll actually find the moon. To actually walk, breathe, listen, to feel the ground instead of the grid. And you know who knows the ground and understands it better than any other mammal on the planet? Horses. Horses have been on Earth for over 56 million years, the longest standing mammal on the planet. Spending time with them in New Mexico, roaming with a free herd, taught me something that can't be written down: presence and care. The kind of presence and care that moves even the most stubborn beast to become who they truly are in order to benefit the whole, in order to belong to a herd. Uncle Bob from the Aboriginal tradition of Australia calls it kainini, the deep relational care that connects all living things and the land itself. Ayurveda also points to the same truth. As is the human body, so is the cosmic body. As is the human mind, so is the cosmic mind. As within, so without. And yoga reminds us too that we are not separate, that the practice of union, yoga itself, is the art of aligning body, breath, mind with the living world around us and the cosmic spark. All of these ancient teachings, Aboriginal, Ayurvedic, Yogic, Buddhist, and so many more, are pointing toward the same moon, each using a different finger. The question is, would we be attentive enough to see beyond the method? Would we be present enough to feel the pull of the mountain and dare to climb it rather than just admire the map? So here's what I want to leave you with. The teachings we received are deep and true. But if we treat them like products, something we can click on and acquire, we've already missed the point. Real wisdom isn't advertised. The real shift isn't packaged. It does not need validation. It's too vast to be described with words, said Nagarjuna and so many others. The practice we can't buy is the one we turn to when no one's watching. The one that's meant to be treated like silence itself, you know? That silence that we mistakenly think that we can fill like an empty void, that we so desperately and digitally try to fill with endless scrolling, with shiny objects, with alcohol and drugs, with outside validation. That deafening silence that we think will be full when we develop and show our talents and win the award or get the title. Hey, well, for all I know, when we receive the certificate. You name it, I've probably tried it. And the thing is, this silence will always feel empty. That bottomless void will always be there until we sit with it, unrushed, unbranded, grounded, and real. Because this silence, as practice has shown me, is not empty. It's full of possibilities. It's exactly where our limitless potential lives. It lives as vibration, ready to be felt and expressed, rooted in the body, where knowing becomes lived and care becomes present. And as much as we want to rush the process, there is no shortcut to the climb. And maybe that's what we came here to remember. That beneath all the maps, beneath all the teachings, in all the strategies, there's still a mountain waiting, quiet, vast, and alive inside each and every single one of us. And when we sit with nothing to say, That's when the climb finally begins.